What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, and we're back with some more unpopular opinions. As you may have guessed, that's going to come your way as it is international break. But look, we've got a lot of we've got a lot of international breaks to get through. We've got a lot of international breaks to get through, and we've got a lot of unpopular opinions to get through as well. A few episodes we're going to bring to you over this weekend, and let's start off with the first one. And the first one is from the Sissoko fan club.
Surprise.
Exactly. And this one, Sissoko was very underrated by Spurs fans. Aurier too.
I think when it comes to Aurier, I think he was. When it comes to Sissoko, I think we appreciated Sissoko until he declined. So I don't think that's true.
I think, I think you're right. In the terms of Sissoko, I think that there was that period, that 2-year period where he was phenomenal for us. And I think that was quite recognised, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was trying his name all the time. Remember when he scored that goal? The Tottenham Hotspur, everyone was going crazy.
Didn't it?
Yeah, so I think we loved him for a time, but he started to play awfully. Unfortunately.
I kind of agree with Aurier, though, because Aurier, he might not have been the most perfect right back, but he was definitely a lot better than people made out.
Definitely. I agree with that. I think Aurier was underrated. And the fact that he ended up being released shows he was underrated, I think.
All right, let's move on. What is the next one? Next one is from Keith the Hotspur saying, unpopular opinion. Y'all clearly Harry Kane fans and will never admit Son is better for us and offers more than Harry Kane overall.
Well, I would never... Well, yes, I am a Harry Kane fan. I have admitted that. And
who isn't a Harry Kane fan?
Son is better for us and offers more than Kane overall. You could argue that. I think you could argue that, but I would just argue over the period where Son and Kane have been at Spurs. I think Kane's been the better player overall.
People are always trying for Son to get one up on Kane or Kane to
I
get
don't know
one
why
up
it's a
on Son.
competition.
I don't know why it's such a competition. I think that both of them are absolute world-class players, and both of them should be loved and adored as much as the other, really.
But people like Son also doesn't have games where he goes missing or is bad. Like Kane has those games for sure, but every good world-class player has those games, and Son also has those games. So I don't agree that maybe now with Kane, not wanting to be here and Son signing a new contract, you could definitely have a better case for it. But I would say over the time they've both been at Tottenham.
If you take this season out of the equation completely,
then it's nonsense.
All right, let's move on. The next one is from Joe Hart Lane. I like that one. We should have kept Hart.
Should have kept him. Well, we are still milling over the Joe Hart release. I can't believe it. Well, only 1 million we got for that England capped goalkeeper. I can't believe it. Best English keeper, Mourinho said.
Yeah, exactly. Best English keeper in the league, he said. But Joe Hart, I mean, he's doing bits for Celtic, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He's losing the ball outside the box and things like that. Look. Joe Hart is what it is. I think we pretty much got him in as a homegrown player, so that was the only reason we got him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all right. No regrets to that one, I don't think.
No, I completely agree with that one. Let's go on. What's this? What's going on here? All right, this is from... Who's this from? Alexander Menache. According to Transmarket, Spurs have spent almost 600 million since 14-15 season. The idea that Levy doesn't back the manager because he doesn't want to spend money is an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory which seeks to explain our failure to win anything by means of clearly false reason. Wow. Wow.
So our criticisms of Levy are an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory.
Well, first of all, we're Jewish, so
I'm not sure about that one.
That one chucks your theory out the window. But when you're looking at, don't look at how much we spend. Look at net spend. Look at net spend.
That's the key. Our net spend's lower than Newcastle. So
lower than Daniel Levy's net spend is lower than Mike Ashley's at Newcastle.
Exactly, which is ridiculous. And yeah, we might have spent some money, but we haven't actually. They've never put any money in from themselves. Only been money generated from the club or from the fans. And yeah, I agree. I don't think it's an anti-Semitic trope to criticise. It's also it's not just to do with our spending, it's our strategy as well, and his handling of a lot of situations. And it's not just to do with the spending. So I think that's not the I'm not putting all our failures down to how much money we've spent.
No. It's not kind of how much we spend, it's also how we spend it, which has also been a massive failing of the board, in my opinion, because when you look at the players we've actually spent big money on, how many of them have been successes?
Rarely, yeah.
Has even one of them been an out-and-out resounding success? I don't think you can say that. I don't think any of them have.
So that leads to definitely got a question where the strategy and where the about the recruitment as well, and that also leads to the higher ups. So there you go.
All right, let's go to the next one. Next one is from the ex-OG ex-King. Ryan Sessegnon is a worse signing than Matt Doherty. Ooh. When you compare it, actually, because Ryan Sessegnon obviously cost a lot more, double, if not more than double. So in that sense, then maybe you're right. But
I guess, and on the pitch, has Sessegnon been better than Doherty?
No.
Not particularly. No. So I guess he has a good point. No one's really thought about it.
The only
I guess
difference
Sessegnon
he's got age on his side.
Yeah, and he's got a chance to turn it around. And you can't really Doherty. I don't know if he does. Or like if he does, it's going to be a massive surprise. It wouldn't be a massive surprise if Sessegnon does at this point.
Yeah.
That's the only difference, I guess.
I think as it stands right now, you can't really argue against that. But Sessegnon's got time on his side, so jury's still out there.
Fair play.
All right, let's go to the next one. From Vloa Tai saying Son. Whoa.
Son is not world class. Disagree.
I completely disagree.
He is world class. I
How
think
can you say Son is not world class? Don't understand.
He's completely world class.
Tell me a team
finishing ability.
Tell me a team that he doesn't get into.
All the facets of his game are completely world class. I think I would have said maybe 2 seasons ago he had a bit more to do to get to that world class barrier, but I think he's done that, and I think he's now in that world class barrier.
And he's improving year on year out, isn't he? Every year he has a better year than the previous.
He's so deadly. He's on both feet as well. His dribbling ability, his speed. You can't. The angles in which he scores from as well. He's completely world class.
Yeah, of course he is. That's that one. Put to bed. We got a blue ticker here. Aaron Hanian saying Hanlon saying Delhi hasn't been bad this season, especially considering he's playing out of position. He just gets a lot of shit because he's active on social media and cares about his hair.
I think it doesn't help, is this? So, like, I think when it's like, for example, like Lingard, like when he's not playing well, everyone all of a sudden go to the social media and start hating him. But when he is playing well, no one cares about his social media. But I think when no one likes to see a player on social media doing all these social media stuff when they're not playing well, it kind of gives the impression they're giving more time and effort to that than they are to their game time, which I'm sure they're not. But it just gives that impression. So I don't think it helps when a player's very active on social media when they're not playing well. But in terms of him not being bad this season, I think he started off the season all right. But I think, I don't know, last few games, he's not done at all well.
Just because you put effort and aggression and run around a bit on the pitch doesn't mean you're playing well. It means you're putting in effort, which is fine, which is great.
Which is the basic.
Which is the actual bare minimum. But actually, what's he actually done on a football pitch apart from a few tackles that's actually impacted any games that we've played this season?
Yeah, he won the penalty at Wolves, which everyone said was a dive.
Yeah.
I can't remember too much else.
It wasn't a dive. He just made a meal out of it, didn't he? Because he just made a mistake don't know what he tried to do.
Yeah, when it comes to Delhi, we know what he's good at, and as much as it's good for him to put in the effort and the aggression and stuff, he's never going to be a top midfielder for those attributes. He's going to be competing against players who are much further along than him in those attributes. So we need him to do that, but we need him to do what he's good at as well, which is create through balls, shots outside the box, be creative. And from that side of the game, unfortunately, he just hasn't done any of that, really. So, but that's where he's going to make the difference compared to the other players. He's not going to make it being aggressive. So Yes, I want him to keep doing that aggressive and working hard for the team. Obviously, I want him to keep doing that. I'm not saying
the bare minimum.
I'm not saying he should lose that side of the game. I'm just saying he needs to do that, and he needs to do what he was doing before in terms of on the ball. And it's not. I don't think it's a situation where it has to be one or the other. I don't think it has to. And the fact that he can't be creative is up to him. And at the moment, he needs to make sure he needs to bring it out of himself. And I still want more from him.
Much more. But yeah, I completely agree with everything you said there. Like I said, I like his kind of application, not his application, but his energy on the pitch. I like the aggression he's showing at the moment on the pitch, but he's just not doing enough with the ball. And that is contributed massively to why we're not creating any chances pretty much this season. Because when you're in a midfield three of him, Skip and Højbjerg, it's on him, the one, to be that kind of link between the midfield and the attack, and he's just not doing that.
No.
All right, so that is the end of our first episode of Unpopular Opinions for this international break. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding any of the opinions we've spoken about today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.